Good afternoon, members of parliament, support staff, radio listeners, TV viewers, those following via social media, and members of the media. Welcome to this meeting of the Committee of Justice, number 6 for today, Tuesday, February 4th, 2025. We have established a quorum of 8 members. Please stand for a moment of silence. Thank you. I have received notice of absence from the following committee members: MP Viren Kotay, MP Lyndon Lewis, MP Ludmila de Wever, MP Egbert Doran, and MP Artwell Irian. I have also received a notice of lateness from MP Peterson. I now go over to the notifications. As this is our first aired meeting since last week, I would like to extend the condolences to our colleague, MP Artwell Irian, on the passing of his mother, Mrs. Henda Rosita Richardson. We wish our colleague much strength during this time. As the committee and the public is also aware, a roundtable discussion was approved and scheduled to take place on Thursday, February 6th, 2025, regarding the rising crime, suicide, and mental health, and the increasing violence in the schools. However, due to some logistics that still need to be worked out, the roundtable will be postponed until late February. And we'll also be looking into, currently, we are looking into the format for this roundtable. Are there other notifications from the members of parliament? That does not seem to be the case. We now go over to the agenda point for this meeting. Proposal for a roundtable addressing the current situation at the Point Blanche prison regarding its capacity. IS number 299-2024-2025, dated November 19, 2024. This meeting was requested by myself. The reason I requested this meeting is because I believe a roundtable closed-door meeting is needed to address the current capacity issues in the Point Blanche prison. Seeing that the Point Blanche prison is at its max capacity, the new prison, as the Ministry of Justice has brought forward, will hopefully be finalized in 2028. I believe that at present, seeing that the lack of space means that while sentences are imposed, they are currently not directly enforceable because of capacity issues, raising serious concerns about the effectiveness and integrity of our justice system. The consequences of this overcapacity extend beyond the prison walls. Potential criminals may feel emboldened, perceiving that they can commit offenses without facing meaningful consequences. Even when offenders are sentenced or suspended on specific conditions, there are currently no effective enforcement measures if they fail to adhere to these conditions. There are also tools available in the law, but their impact is severely diminished in practice. While specific questions were posed to the previous Honorable Minister on June 28, 2024, and a response was provided, it still remains that the core issue remains unsolved. Given the recent developments concerning the construction of a new prison, I do believe it's important and essential to explore immediate options that can be implemented during this transition period. For the roundtable proposal, I would like to look for an out-of-the-box approach to identify innovative solutions that address these capacity challenges effectively. Additionally, in a closed-door session, this can be provided, and if necessary, it can also explore and provide candid discussions so that all feasible options can be discussed. Therefore, I would like to request attendance of the Honorable Minister of Justice, Mrs. Stacklin, and her support staff during a Central Committee closed-door meeting to discuss potential interim measures. To ensure a comprehensive and collaborative discussion, I also propose inviting the following key stakeholders to contribute their perspective and expertise. A representative from the public prosecutor of St. Martin to discuss the implications for prosecuting and sentencing enforcement. A representative of the Point Blanche prison to provide first-hand insights on current capacity, operational challenges, and the impact on detainee management. A representative of the Ms. Lali Correctional Institute to discuss the overflow and also the effects and challenges specific to youth correctional facility. A representative of the Court of Guardianship to discuss implications for the juveniles within the justice system, and also a representative of the, I still have the old name written down, the Stichting Justitiële Inrichtingen, but I do know it's now called the YIS, to provide updates on current capacity and operational challenges within the detention facilities, and also especially in regards to suspension of sentences. By including these stakeholders, I believe a well-rounded understanding of the challenges and identifying the practical and collaborative solutions in an out-of-the-box method. So that is the motivation of the request for this roundtable. We now go over to the agenda point. As mentioned, on November 19, 2024, Parliament received a letter from myself discussing this point. So that's why this meeting. At this time, I would like to know to which member I can give the floor. There does not seem any member that would like to have the floor, or no, that seems to be the case still. MP Westcott-Williams, you have the floor.
Thank you once again, Madam Chair Lady, and I say once again because we had a closed-door session of this committee earlier. Madam Chair Lady, I heard your proposal clear, and is it the intention that all of these persons, including the minister, be invited for the same session, just to get that clear?
Thank you, MP Westcott-Williams. Indeed, that's the idea, to have a closed-door session with those 5 members. It's the prosecutor office, indeed, Point Blanche prison, the Ms. Lali, Court of Guardianship, and the YIS, so 5, including the Honorable Minister and her support staff. That's indeed the idea. Reason why is because of the fact that all those stakeholders are involved in this capacity issue problem that we are currently facing. And I do believe that it's needed to have that well-rounded, out-of-the-box method of thinking with all the stakeholders and not to exclude anyone.
Not disagreeing with the approach per se, but have you shared the proposal of the roundtable conference with the minister, and what was the minister's take on it? The approach, not that whether a roundtable or not, but the approach to have the minister in with her support staff and all of the persons or the institutions mentioned. Was that shared with the minister, and what was her take?
In regards to this topic, this wasn't shared because it's a new method. It was shared with the previous minister, so I don't know if this matter the current minister is known of this topic. So no, it wasn't shared, but that's why also seeing the importance and the sensitivity, I requested a closed-door session because having it in an open-door session, I don't believe that's the way to go about it, seeing the topics that will be handled. So therefore, I would like to, of course, receive the feedback of the ministry on it as well after the committee decides on the matter. And if the committee agrees with continuing with this request, then of course the minister will be informed and the minister will give her feedback on this topic.
May I suggest that you share the idea or the approach to the roundtable conference, roundtable discussion with the minister, just to understand if, given the different disciplines involved, if the minister is in favor of the large gathering or would prefer maybe a division in blocks of the disciplines involved. And I say this, Madam Chair, lady, you know, that we don't enter into, which is easily to fall into, given, as you mentioned, the sensitivity and the concerns of the matter at hand, that it does not become any type of a back and forth between some of the players. That's why I want to propose, first of all, if the minister has no issue with the approach as suggested, then I would think that's okay, but I would really like to hear if she thinks this is a plausible way of extracting the information that the Parliament is looking for.
Thank you, MP Westcott Williams. Just to understand your proposal clearly, it can be requested if the minister is in agreement with having all the 5 stakeholders in one block, or if the minister would like to have the blocks separated to have a more effective discussion. Is that correct?
That is indeed correct, Madam Chair, lady.
Okay, thank you, MP Westcott Williams. Is there another member of Parliament that would like to have the floor in regards to this topic? That seems to be the case. MP Otley, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, this actually kind of ties in with the discussion we had with the closed-door meeting. And I say, not to divulge the meeting, but it's when we have to pertain to the criminal code and understanding, like, for instance, in Aruba, there is a proper procedure in their criminal code for early releasing and weekends out. And I say that to say this is not a St. Martin problem. An article just came out 10 minutes ago stating more than 4,000 convicted criminals in the Netherlands have avoided serving their prison sentence due to shortage of prison cells. So now in the Netherlands have the same problem. And it says more than 4,000, which means now, as you correctly stated, Madam Chair, this is not a prison problem, it's a St. Martin problem, because when crime goes rampant and people know that whether it's for certain robberies, pistols, you barely receive any prison time due to capacity, it creates a danger to society. So indeed, I think that this needs to be handled urgently. All stakeholders do need to be involved. It may be prudent to separate some just to gather advice, because a lot of us, a lot of the stakeholders may be on different sides of the coin, but once you gather that advice, then we know what direction we as a country would want to take. But I just wanted the people to understand that it's not just a prison problem, and by extent, it's not just a St. Martin problem, but even the Netherlands has problems. And I say that to say this: we now house prisoners in the Netherlands. If the Netherlands don't have space, is it just a matter of time before they say, hey, take back your baggage? And then what will we do then? So thank you, Madam Chair. I look forward to such a discussion with all stakeholders at the table.
Thank you, MP Otley. Is there other member of Parliament that would like to delve into this topic? That does not seem to be the case. I will adjourn the meeting for 2 minutes. Meeting adjourned. Good afternoon. I hereby reopen the Justice Committee meeting. The proposal is to organize a roundtable in a closed-door setting regarding this topic. The format of the roundtable will be discussed with the Minister of Justice, and thereafter the proposal overview will be sent to the members of Parliament for approval, and then we will move forward. Is there any objection to this way of handling? That does not seem to be the case. So I would like to thank all the members of Parliament for their participation. And ladies and gentlemen, we have come to an end of this meeting. I thank you all and have a blessed day further. I hereby close this meeting.